A constable and a deputy in front of me. First meeting of the referendum campaign. What do you make of it?
And the
satisfactory?
And the first meeting since I walked away apparently from our scrutiny panel and left them in the lurch. There we go.
Was it a satisfactory meeting?
Was it a successful meeting? I think all three groups got their points of view across, and I think that was important to everybody that came. I mean, there pretty obviously wasn't too many people that were undecided from what happened at the end, but I think it was important that everybody put what they thought was their strong points across, and all the groups had put their points across very well, including option A, which I totally disagree with, but there we go.
Yes, it was a lively. The chairman did very well, didn't he? Tried to put some little bit of vim into it.
Yes, I agree. I've already had a few comments back from people here who said they liked the fact that the chairman teased out a few more of the issues, challenged a couple of the speakers about the different arguments that they're putting forward, and I thought that was very helpful to the people here to have a better informed understanding about what's going on.
Would that be a good reform for the States, to put somebody a bit livelier in the chair down there?
Potentially. I think it would be very good also at hustings in particular. I think that would be very useful, drawing on perhaps people's inconsistencies. They've got a bit more background knowledge about what
you weren't talking about the bailiff, were you there?
I was hinting at the person who sits in the bailiff's chair.
And you see her comfortably sidestep that.
Yeah, but a more lively bailiff. Well, maybe, but he certainly would have to know how proceedings are run. If you're talking about an independent chair, I mean, that's an argument for another day, but as long as somebody... taking it from one of the States members, you're thinking about the sort of expertise, somebody that's going to take that role on. I think you're asking an awful great deal for somebody at present time.
Yeah, it is a reform for another day, but the greffier manages quite adequately, doesn't he? When he sits in the chair?
I think all of them do, the greffiers, the deputy greffier, the assistant greffier, but because of their constitutional role, that what they've told us from their perspective, long term, they don't feel that they'd be able to do that on a permanent basis.
Any surprises for you from tonight's meeting?
Not that I could politely communicate.
Really?
Only that I think we're going to have a very strong contingent from a certain option coming around haunting all the parish halls, but you know, that's their right to do so. I do hope though, and I think it's important, that people that live in each parish have an opportunity to ask questions and the meetings aren't taken over by one particular group. I think if we can do that, then I think there's a lot of benefit of the meetings.
I sent out a question to all States members if they would declare whether they're voting for A, B or C, or would be supporting A, B or C. Some haven't responded. Do you have any thoughts on whether States members should tell the electorate what they're supporting? Do you think it's a private matter?
No, I don't think it's a private matter. I mean, they were elected on, a lot of them on reform mandates, and I'm very surprised at some of the stance some members are taking. I may be option B, but at least there's reform within option B. Option C is no reform. Now, I couldn't vote for that, even though it keeps the constables in. For me, that is a backward step. But we are where we are with that phrase again. But
Deputy?
Obviously, as you know...
Deputies declare?
Well, I've currently got a proposition lodged, and if I were to declare, that would be used to undermine me in the States, and therefore I've decided not to until after the vote of my proposition has been determined, because for those reasons.
Will that be determined before, obviously it has to be determined before April 24th, so you will declare, people will know before they put their crosses on the ballot paper, presumably?
Yes.
Okay, thanks so much indeed. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming this evening. You've been great. Gary's done a fantastic job, and tomorrow night I believe we're at Communique St Brillards, so if you've got nothing to do tomorrow night, please turn out to St Brillards, because you'll have a different set of questions and you'll have different answers maybe, and I'm just going to have a word with young Sam because he undermined me a little bit in your run-up about talking about the constables and in this parish. So I need to see that little bit of paperwork about me, because I do work extremely hard in this parish for my parishioners. No, that's fine. Those of you who are leaving us, please be very careful of going out of the car park.
Patronising.
No, don't be rude in my parish, please.
Patronising, madam. Patronising.
For the rest of you, be extreme. Yes, my parish. And Saviour is my parish.
Your parish?
My parish. That have turned out this evening. So we welcome people from other parishes. Those of you who are going home, be very careful going home and have a safe journey, and thank you very much for coming out.